Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for part 2 in this series of Beauty Award winners of 2018. I did primer, foundation, concealer last time, and this time it's eyes and lips. If you'd like to see the try-on and find out my thoughts, please keep watching. I'm going to go ahead and start with the Laura Mercier sticks, and I have a few colors I just wanted to share with you. I've got Burnished Bronze, which is this color right here. And I've got Copper, which I use all the time. And I've purchased this one a lot, over and over. And then I just wanted to point out a couple of mattes that are really good. I think matte eye sticks are kind of hard to find. Good ones at least. I've got Caramel. And I also have Cobblestone. I probably won't be using this one, but I just wanted to point it out to you because if you're looking for something that's like a no makeup look and you just want to add some dimension, that's a really good one. Okay, so starting off with the Burnished Bronze. This actually works best with a brush. So I just take the brush and I pick up some of the product with it. So I'm just gonna apply it to the eyelid. And then once I get to the crease, I'm just gonna run it back and forth and kind of diffuse it out. I'm also going to take it under the eye. There are a lot of questions about last week's video. The Beauty Award winners for foundation, primer, and concealer, and this is what I was using. I'm actually replicating what I did in that video, so you can take a look. When I apply it with just the stick, it goes on a little bit thicker than I want, and that's when I have issues with it. It can be a little bit, it can move around a little bit too much on me. So this allows me to put a thinner layer on, and I get less creasing with it this way as well. I'm just using my fingers to kind of smooth out the edges there. I wanted to show you the matte one in Caramel, just for the waterline. If you've seen these videos before, you've seen me use this, but it just neutralizes any redness. I can also put this below the lash line because it doesn't crease on me. So I don't have creasing with this color or with Copper. I will get a little bit with Burnished Bronze, however. Now I am going to apply this one directly to my lids, right in the center here. You can see how much it reflects the light. I'm just gonna blend that in. I can actually use the same brush without even cleaning it off, and it doesn't really impact the intensity. So I've just applied it to the center here, and I just moved it into the inner corners. Same thing on the other side. So yeah, if I apply thinner layers, I do have more success in terms of less creasing. And then I'm going to add this to my waterline, which is what, usually if I have a question about what is happening on either the lower lash line or the waterline, it's this. If I could get it in there, that would help. Okay. And one other little trick I do, I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I will add a little dot right below the lash line in the center. Not on the whole area, but just very specific, right under the eyes. And then it catches the light. I also noticed that when you do that, it allows you to see the bottom lashes a little bit more too. Next, I'm going in with the Marc Jacobs Highliner, which I have used over and over again, and this is in Blacquer. This is really the only color that I used from this line, and I use it to tightline, and this is an award winner for both InStyle and Glamour. So this is really smooth going on to that delicate skin. Wow, oh my gosh, almost lost my mirror. What I love most about that is that it doesn't move once it's on. Next, I'm going in with the LANCOME Grandiose liner, and this is a 2018 InStyle award winner. This is the one that has the ability to angle the brush. I've tried this out a few times because I love the Tom Ford liner, but I thought I'd try this out and just see what the hype is all about, and I do like how it's angled. I think if you're a beginner, this is really helpful. It is more of a firm kind of brush on there, so you don't get as much of the capability to maneuver around edges and the curves as much, and it's more difficult to kind of finesse a thinner versus a thicker line on the Tom Ford, you can do that. This is a little bit more fixed, but I do like it for especially getting in this area right here. You can get really close to the lash line. So really great if you're right-handed like I am, applying on the left eye. It's like it was made for that. Applying on the other eye is a little bit trickier. And then if you want to do a little flick, because this brush is a little bit more firm, I do have kind of a bit of difficulty right here because the brow bone comes out, so it has to go in and then out. So since it doesn't flex as much, it can be a bit tricky right in this area right here. So I think if you don't have that problem with your eyes, not a problem, but if you don't have that kind of anatomy with your eyes, you might not have the same issue. Okay, here we go, the right. I do like the color. I don't like shiny eyeliners, liquid liners, and this one is not shiny. You really have to use two hands on this side since this brow bone sticks out a little bit more. So you can kind of see what happens because my brow bone sticks out. Again, it's got to go in and then out without skipping. So following that contour can be a little bit tricky right here. So it's skipped a bit. I hope that looks okay. It's hard to see from here. And just because I like to blend in this winged liner anyway, I'm going to take that burnished bronze again and then just run it in along the length of the liner here. Okay, I just need some mascara and I will be right back to do the lips. So I just really added mascara, that's it. But I did notice I could intensify a little bit on the bottom lash line there. I'm gonna take the burnished bronze again with a brush. Just run it under there. Actually, since I already have mascara, I'm just gonna kind of dot it on towards the outer edge. And then I'll also take the copper and add it in the inner corner. Just take the stick directly on. And then I'm just gonna smudge it out. So there's the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the lips now. I picked up the NARS Powermatte Lip Pigment in the color Get It On. Out of all the shades, I gravitated towards the nude color. I really didn't see myself wearing the bolder or brighter colors. So I thought this was a pretty one. It is definitely more of a liquidy kind of consistency. By the way, this is a winner for both Glamour and InStyle. I'm not the hugest fan of liquid lipsticks to begin with, but I thought since both of these magazines recognize this product, I thought I'd try it. I have worn it a few times, so I'll give you my thoughts. Right away. First of all, you gotta make sure you are exfoliated well. I have, but my lips just dry up so quickly that I need to make sure that I don't have any stray pieces of dry skin on there. Oh, no, I'm all the way over to the side here. Let me just fix that. This is a great color if you want to go a little bit lighter. It has some warmth to it. It does set pretty quickly. Now, having said I'm not a huge fan of liquid lipstick, it does have still that liquid lipstick type of feel to it. It's not as dry as most of them are, which I like. It does stay for a long while. It wears nicely, it wears off nicely. What I do notice is that I have wrinkles in my lips already, and this emphasizes them. So if you have perfectly smooth lips, I think that this would be a great formula for you. I have tried it with the Guerlain lip primer, but that doesn't seem to do really the trick. I think if you're a liquid lipstick lover, you will love this formula though. It's definitely a liquid lipstick. Since I'm not the biggest fan of liquid lipsticks, I am gonna add the editor's pick for Glamour on top of this Tom Ford. If you haven't tried any of the Tom Ford lips, they are beautiful. I love the shade Sable Smoke. This is one that's difficult to find in other lines. I haven't seen any dupes of it really because it has a really unusual shade. It's got more of a honey tone to it, and it has a great opacity for a color like this. Sometimes it's really difficult to pull this off. Sometimes you'll get a more lifeless look too with a shade like this, especially if you are tan like me. So I'm gonna add this on top. If you're wondering about Sable Smoke, this is what it looks like on top of a liquid lipstick, and I will also show this to you without liquid lipstick, so I'm going to remove this and just put on the Sable Smoke. Okay, so just Sable Smoke. Now out of those two, I'd prefer to wear this one. Yeah, that's a really beautiful light honey color. And then I'm going to go in with another Tom Ford. I've been calling this one Girls and Boys, but it's the Boys and Girls number 6 Natalia. It's a great sheer color, and I've already look, I've already smashed this down a couple of times. I've used it so much. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of that on top of the Sable Smoke. Just to recap, we started off with these Laura Mercier eye sticks, and I would definitely recommend Copper. That is my go-to. I love this one. Use it almost daily. I've repurchased it many times. It performs unlike any other eye stick I've found. Very reliable. It has that magic quality about it. Then for Burnished Bronze, I do need to use a brush with this one simply because otherwise it's a little bit, it's got more movement. I get a little bit more creasing with it, but it's a beautiful shade that, again, I haven't found in any other lines. I have tried many of the other colors for Laura Mercier, and they don't all perform the same. They don't seem to be made equally, so I am disappointed in some of them because they don't perform like Copper does. I really love this one. So out of all the ones I've tried, I would try these. I do have an eyeshadow stick video that I did, I think it was almost a couple years ago, and I should probably do an updated one because I love eyeshadow sticks so much. But I'll link that below if you want to take a look. And then also for matte sticks, the Caramel. Love this one in the waterline. This is a daily staple as well. I run it underneath my lash line because it gets rid of the creasing there. It doesn't crease at all. And then Cobblestone, which we didn't actually use today, but I did want to point it out to you, is a nice darker matte shade if you were looking for something that does a no makeup kind of look and you want to add some dimension in the crease. Cobblestone is really great. Moving on to the Marc Jacobs Highliner. I use this daily and it doesn't move. It is very soft going on, but like I said, once you've got it in place, it doesn't go anywhere. And I have tried many other black eyeliners, but none of them compare to this one. So definitely highly recommend this one. Yes, deserves all the hype. Then the LANCOME Grandiose liner. It was interesting to use this angled brush. I think that's very innovative. I still don't think I would pick this as my first choice though, because I do love the Tom Ford one and I am able to control that one a little bit more. The brush on this one doesn't give me the same kind of finesse I need for the contours of my eye, but if you are starting out with liquid liner and you wanted to give this a try, I think it's a good one because you don't have to move your arm in a funny position or an awkward position in order to get that brush to lay flat against your eye. So I really like it for going up against that lash line. It just is a little bit of a problem for me once I get to the end and I want to do a flick because of the bone structure here for me. But if you have a great eye that just is kind of like the same plane across, I think it'd be really great for you. So I would definitely recommend it. I didn't have any running on this. It didn't do anything funny or flake away or anything like that. Once it was on, it stayed all day just like it was when I first put it on. On to NARS. As for this Powermatte Lip Pigment, if you love liquid lipstick, I think you will love this, but I'm already not a fan, but I thought I'd give it a try anyway just to see if maybe something has shifted in the area of liquid lipsticks that I didn't know about since I tried them before. I haven't tried one in probably 6 months or so, but I prefer, if I'm going to go in this direction, more of like the YSL Tatouage Couture. That's really nice, but it doesn't dry down totally matte like this one does. This is like, yes, one of those liquid lipsticks. So if you love those, you're gonna love this. This is a great color too. On to Tom Ford Sable Smoke. This is one of my holy grail items. So yes, definitely think it's worth all the hype that it has gotten in the past and present. And I love this new shade Natalia, even though it's smushed. I mean, the color is still good. That's it for eyes and lips. Next, we're moving on to bronzer, blush, powders, highlighter. I think that's it. If I forgot something, I'll throw it in when I do that video the next time. So if you learned something from this video, if you just enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. How do I lose everything? First we started, come back.